So here's where I keep all my my roots, tuberous plants, Jerusalem artichoke, all different types of potatoes, sweet potato. They all grow underneath this tree. I decided to have underground growing vegetables here, basically because this tree drops sap 2 times a year, lots of needles, so can't really grow anything that is going to have pretty much fine detail, you know, where the needles and sap's going to get into, you know, broccoli, cauliflower, lettuce, any of that stuff. It really kind of wedges itself in there. Had that growing there the first year because I figured it would, those things would grow pretty good without full sun, at least the lettuce and spinach, and they did, but then it was just, you know, kind of a pain to always wash the needles out. But anyway, I got a lot of stuff dug up here because I'm in the transition of going to a new home, hopefully a little bit bigger acreage that I can plant a orchard on, permaculture orchard with intermittent like companion plant growth all around each plant, and to establish, you know, permaculture and beneficial planting, but in addition having kind of a food forest. I'm going to go through a few different ways of how to set it up, how to irrigate it, and then yeah, how to just kind of live off of it. But this is what I've established here over the last 3 years. There was a previous garden here. When we moved in, I just had it all ripped up and pretty much tilled, and then I dug pathways the first year, lumping all of it together. Second year I framed it, and then, you know, since this is the second year after that, after the framing, and just wanted to show what took place with the seed production and just what's overwintered and what's continuing to grow and then going to seed now, and, you know, kind of just an overall showing of what I've done over 3 years and with very little time to do it. I have 2 kids, but I'm out here and they're out here and they love it, and to me this is my meditation. This is what keeps me grounded and balanced. But yeah, this is just what I have going on: grapes, plums, kiwi. We're Kale Island here with the raspberries, goju berries, oh man, there's just too much stuff. Gooseberries, blueberries, what is that? Chinese haw, I believe. Yeah, just a lot of different things I wanted to show. Just if you leave a garlic in or an onion in, it always comes back. So you pretty much have, if you don't harvest it the current year you're harvesting or whenever you need it, you always just leave it fresh and then pull it. It doesn't have to be dried. Just recently found out garlic's probably not the best thing for you, but it's good for antibacterial, antiviral stuff, but it's also very damaging to the gut. But anyway, you can have onions do this as well, and they'll make sets for you each spring. You can dig them up and separate them in a row or plant them wherever you want them to keep certain insects away, such as aphids, garlics, onions. All those things do very well. But yeah, anyway, back to the tour. Too much to share, too much to know, but definitely love to watch things grow. My goju berry, really easy to take propagations of. It doesn't seem to have liked the frost we've had over the last couple of days, or not frost, but just the really cold temperatures at night, like 29. We've been having great weather here in the Portland metro area, so everything's starting to really grow. I'm afraid to go into my greenhouse right now. The grass has really been taken off. This is just was an overworked bed that I had tomatoes in the first year, and then the second year they did horrible. But this last year, grew a bunch of beans in here, and then a cover crop. I forget what it's called. I think it's called like green mulch or something like that. It's just weird. Sorry, distracted. It really big, thick leaf and really big seeds, so it's like it's instantly set it up for the next year to have the same stuff grow in there. But it's called green manure, that's what it's called. And then you just chop it down and it lays as a top mulch. It must have big roots to pull minerals up from the lower soils, put them in the topsoil. But I let some turnips, parsnips overwinter. Didn't harvest them last winter or last fall. So this one could go to seed because it takes 2 years. Same with carrots and same with parsley, and a lot of things take 2 years before they develop seed. But this will all once again be parsnips. And then I got strawberries that just grew over 1 year into here. You know, you can separate. It's really easy to pull them out of this stuff. Their roots don't take too hard like they would the clay and dirt here I have. That's a thing I'm doing, is amending this because the tomatoes didn't grow very well in it the 1 year, this last year. So I took this year off. And here it is the spring of the next year, and I think the soil would do great for tomatoes again. I have underground soaker hose, doing a little less spend in here. It's cheaper on the water bill, and it's actually better for the plants to want to grow down versus grow up. It's buried about 4 inches down, and so the upper soil will stay moist just under the crusted part where the sun will glaze over it in the summertime. So it's pretty good for watering just the roots. And if you know, it's always going to rain in the spring, so the top's always going to be wet for a little while. But yeah, this time of year you'd want to have all your melons and at least planted if you're doing it from seed. You can buy starts from a store, farmer's market. You could start them yourself. I like to try and start everything myself, so I know where it came from and know what's been on. Know that it hasn't been sprayed at all, or just kind of the seed stock. But Brussels sprouts didn't do too well over here. They'll go to seed now, and then hopefully drop again. But I got that with my leeks. Cilantro right here. Parsley. Corn salad. Mishi salad, I believe it's called. And then more leeks. What do we got? Looks like Swiss chard. Pork chard, it's a bigger version. And these were all broccolis. I'm going to leave them just for a little while, kind of shading some other stuff under here that's starting to develop. Letting this one go to seed. That's a gooseberry. I propagated quite a bit off of it. I buried the bottom branches, and then over the course of the last 2 springs, I made these, put all these strawberry runners in as a companion plant. Once again, here's the buried soaker hose technique through the strawberries, all the way down here where I had wheat berries growing and also wheatgrass. Boysenberry, just a large compost heap for now. 2 giant blueberries, kind of just hacked them back with the hedge trimmer. I know you're supposed to selectively remove the bigger ones. And here's a, I don't think it's walking onion, but it's a type like that of onions that grow mixed in with leek and garlic. And then already in flower, turnip greens. Those were pretty invasive, the turnip greens that were here. And then also, I believe it's called, oh, not borage, but well, I don't see any of it actually. Oh, here it is. You can eat this stuff. It's I forget what exactly it's called. It's very velvety feeling. I know only in low amounts you can eat it. But we had it originally when we had the garden, the whole area tilled. There was like 5 plants here. Well, that 5 plants became 5,000 plants. And you know, it's good and great and all, but it sure blotted out a lot of the garden bed space, which was fine from the beginning while all this was taking over. Yeah, it really was quite beneficial. It kind of just flawedly happened. But it's pretty hard to eradicate, and they grew these big long root sets, I guess. They're almost like tubers, but they're very woody-like, and they grow, I don't know, 12 inches down. Pretty hard to eradicate. But yeah, there's the gooseberry, and then a dug-up goji berry. When I plant this one, which I'll show in the future, I'm going to turn it into like a grape kind of vine. It seems to grow really long, and then I'm going to take those ends and rebury them into the ground and have them get a second source of water and nutrients. But yeah, thinking those would grow better lateral versus vertical, just because they grow so rapid. kind of going to force the habit, but I'll make something cool out of it. But yeah, that's about it for right here. I've got a greenhouse, and I have a spot over there in the corner of the house and out front. Nothing really much to share. This just gets the most sun, so, and it's the most established. But here's what this looks like. I might do a video of the greenhouse again before I leave, and shot of the front yard, just to what a attractable spring, permaculture front yard would look like. Here's the back.